So function is nothing but a valid relation between any two variables. Right. Valid relation. Between two variables. In simple terms, if there is an input, there should be an output. If there is an input, there should be an output. For example, suppose this is your input table, right? And this is the output. Now, suppose you put 1 here, and 1 gives you 1 only. You put 2 here, you get 4 here. Put 3 here, you get 9 here. Put 4 here, you get 16. Put 5 here, you get 25. So in this case, the input is some number. This input thing is called domain, right? And the output which you have got is called range. So in this case, input and output. So output is defined on input. Your output is defined on input. That means you are substituting something, you are getting in input and you are getting output. Sometimes the output is predefined, right? Example, if I say there is a function defined from R to R, right? Whenever you write something in this form, that means there is a function where your domain, this is your domain, is your real number. R stands for real number. And this is called codomain. Codomain is also a real number in this case, right? How codomain is different from range, we'll understand from this example. And then it is given that f of x is equal to x square. First of all, f of x is nothing but equal to y. So I can rewrite this function as y is equal to x square. And when you see the graph of this y is equal to x square, is an upward parabola or not? Right, passing through 0, 0. So this y-axis is nothing but f of x. Remember, f of x or y, both the things are same. And this is x-axis. This is x-axis, right? Now, in this x, this is your x which is domain, right? And this is your codomain. So you do the mapping here. This is x and this is f of x. So f of x and x, this x is also real and this f of x is also all real number. So suppose you put 1 here. 1 is a real number. So f of x will turn out to be square of 1, right? Because f of x is equal to x square. So square of 1. Let's say if you put root 2 here, root 2 is a real number. Square of root 2 is what? 2. If I put, let's say, minus 1 here, so minus 1 will also give you what? 1 only. If you put 4 here, you'll get, and even minus 4 will give you what? 16. Now see, every time you are making an input, it is going and getting attached to some output, right? But since this f of x, which is your codomain, also has real numbers, so you can have 0 here, minus 1 here, minus 2 here, minus 3 here, and other numbers are also there, right? So if you take any number negative or positive in domain, your codomain or your range part, right, is always going to be what? Positive only. Yes. But since there are some more numbers, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, so these are the numbers do not have any प्री इमेजेस, मतलब यहाँ पर कुछ भी नंबर लो, इमेज आएगा ही नहीं। इसका सिंपल सा मतलब है कि ये एक लड़का है, इसकी शादी एक लड़की से हो गई, या ये एक लड़की है, इसकी शादी लड़के से हो गई, ये लड़का बेचारा कुंवारा है, ये भी कुंवारा है, इसकी शादी नहीं हो रही, ये सब कुंवारे हैं नेगेटिव वाले। यू अंडरस्टूड राइट? तो ऑल्दो ये भी तो पार्ट ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटी है, मतलब ह्यूमन ही है, तब इनकी शादी नहीं हो रही है। अंडरस्टूड? तो ये हस्बैंड वाइफ है, ये बैचलर है। अंडरस्टूड? तो ये भी पार्ट ऑफ रियल नंबर है। तो एवरीथिंग विच फॉल इनटू दिस इज कॉल्ड कोडोमेन। लेकिन ये जो है 1 2 16, ये जो थिंग है राइट, दिस इज कॉल्ड रेंज, एंड दिस होल थिंग इज कॉल्ड domain, and domain is also called pre-image. This is the meaning of function. That is how you define functions. तो फंक्शन में इनपुट है तो आउटपुट आएगा ही आएगा. There are some more things which are there which does not have any pre-image, right? So -1 does not have any pre-image. But every time you take some number, it is going to give you some number which will exist in that. Understood? Understood? Sure? Now there are various types of function. We don't have to learn all the types of function. Some function which we need and their graphs, right? Some basic functions and their graphs you should know. Let's start with parabolic function, cubic function. What is a parabolic function? Parabola, right? Parabolic. Have you seen that mirror when you go there is some blind turn, तो वहाँ एक बड़ा सा मिरर लगा रहता है गोल सा, गाड़ी देखते हो आ रही, that's called parabolic mirror. Those are called parabolic mirror. जो ब्रिज देखते हैं, जो ब्रिज में एक थोड़ा सा भी ऐसे गैप आता है, राइट? हैव यू सीन दिस? एक ब्रिज है, ऐसा रहता है, मतलब चाहेगा आदमी ऐसे ही, ऐसे थोड़ी झूल के जाओगे, तुम जाओगे ऐसे ही, लेकिन वो उसका जो जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो कुछ ऐसा बनाया जाता है, मतलब ऐसे देख के समझ नहीं आएगा. फॉर दैट यू हैव टू डू इंजीनियरिंग, सिविल, तब तुमको समझेगा. यू ट्रेवल लाइक दिस ओनली, बट उस पर ये एक ऐसा, उस पर उसको कहते हैं स्ट्रेस दिया जाता है यहाँ पर, और पॉइंट्स रहते हैं यहाँ पर. आई विल नॉट गेट इनटू द टेक्निकलिटी. ये भी पैराबोलिक फंक्शंस होते हैं. इफ यू हैव अ गुड अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ व्हाट पैराबोला इज, देन यू कैन मेक अ ब्रिज आल्सो. Understood? So parabola is one function, parabolic function. Then you have cubic function. Then you have rational function. So first is parabolic. Second is cubic. Third is rational. Fourth is modulus. And fifth is greatest integer function. Greatest integer function. These are different types of functions should be known to you. Now parabolic are two types. We have upward parabola, actually four. One, we have upward parabola, have downward parabola, you have parabola opening to the right, you have parabola opening to the left, right? These two are of none of your concern. ये आता नहीं है CAT में. Other two are important. any function which is an upward parabola and if it is passing through 0, 0, मतलब इस function में कोई constant नहीं होगा. See, this is parabola, right? Ax square plus this is a parabola, but इसमें constant है. Constant का मतलब क्या है? ये shift होगा इधर या इधर. लेकिन अगर कांस्टेंट नहीं है तो 0, 0 से पास होगा, राइट? दिस इज अ पैराबोला फंक्शन वेयर y is equal to positive x square and this is a function where y is equal to minus of x square. So when coefficient of x square is negative, it is called downward parabola and this is called upward parabola. थोड़ा बहुत ट्रिग्नोमेट्री भी इसमें काम आता है कभी कभी. राइट? Clear this one? Remember, coefficient of x square determine whether it will be an upward parabola or downward parabola. Have, let's say, any function in this form, x minus 2 the whole square, x minus 2 the whole square, right? Whole function is in square. Whole function means f of x पूरा का पूरा function का square है. So f of x cannot be negative. F of x is also called y. So y can never be negative. So the function will not go, the graph of this function will not go in third and fourth quadrant. ठीक है. Second thing is, since it is f of x is equal to x minus 2 whole square, quadratic equation. तो या तो parabola upward होगा या downward होगा. So when you expand this, open this quadratic function, coefficient of x square will be positive or negative? Positive, right? That means it will be an upward parabola. When you solve this quadratic equation, you will get x minus 2 the whole square is equal to 0, which is x is equal to 2. X square is equal to 4, x is equal to 2, right? Now, when I say x is equal to 2, remember this x square minus 4x plus 4, इसमें x का दोनों वैल्यू सेम आता है, 2 and 2 सेम आता है. Yes, कैसे निकालते हैं? x minus 2 का whole square is equal to 0, x is equal to 2 only. So there is only one value of x which is coming, right? And that value of x is positive or negative? Positive 2. तो ये x एक्सिस पे positive 2 डट जाओ और ग्राफ बना दो ऐसा, upward parabola. That means it is going to only touch x axis. But if I have something where x का जैसे दो वैल्यू आता है, after solving quadratic equation, you are getting x is equal to 2 and 3, right? So go to 2, go to 3, and if x square का coefficient is positive, be an upward parabola. Remember maxima minima पढ़ाया था, ग्राफ होता था, this is the point of minima. Remember this now. So this function is clear. If coefficient of x square is negative and roots are 2 and 3, it will be a downward parabola. Be a downward parabola. Understood? Second is cubic function. Cubic function. So if you have, let's say, f of x is equal to x cube, right? F of x is y is equal to x cube. If you put x is equal to 0, y will also be 0. So for sure it is going to pass through 0, 0. If you take x is equal to 1, so y will also be equal to 1 cube. Take x is equal to 2, so y will be 2 cube. Take x is equal to minus 1. So y will be minus 1 the whole cube, which is minus 1. That means when you are taking x positive, y is also positive, x negative, y is also negative, right? So the graph of this function will be something like this. You can draw the graph. So cubic function does not have maxima or minima. Maxima infinity, minima minus infinity. कहाँ जाओगे? Right? So if there is a function, cubic function, so cubic function like quadratic function can give you, quadratic means polynomial में quadratic वाला जो है, a quadratic function, parabolic function can give you maximum two values of x, two real values of x. दो से ज्यादा वैल्यू quadratic function दे ही नहीं पाएगा x की. Similarly, the maximum value of a cubic function can be 3. All three values can be real, or one value can be real and two can be non-real, or two can be non-real and one can be real. Right? एक रियल होगा, दो कैसा भी हो सकता है. All three cannot be non-real. Understand this. Next is rational function. Bye. F of x is equal to तुम लेके आ जाना कल लैपटॉप. F of x is equal to 1 upon x. F of x is also called y. F of x is also called y, right? So now tell me one thing. If I take x is equal to positive, y will be? If I take x is equal to negative, so y will be negative. And if x and y are reciprocal of each other or not? Can I take x is equal to 0 here? Why? Not defined. मतलब if x is equal to 0, हाँ? Negative quality क्यों होगा, right? If I take y is equal to 1 upon x, if I take x is equal to 1, so y is equal to 1 upon 1. X is equal to 2, so y is equal to 1 upon 2. Positive, right? If I take x is equal to minus 1, so y is equal to 1 upon minus 1, which is minus 1 only. If I take x is equal to minus 2, so y is equal to 1 upon minus 2. Right? Yes, sir. Okay. So if I take x positive, y is also positive, but it can never be equal to 0. और ये उल्टा चलते हैं, मतलब जैसे जैसे x को बढ़ाते जाएंगे y कम होता जाएगा. The moment you start increasing x, right, y will decrease. The moment you start decreasing x, y will increase. So the graph of this something like this, and same thing happen within this quadrant. That is how the graph of rational function will move. Right? Where in management you are going to use it? बहुत जगह. You are going to use this lot in management. मैनेजमेंट तुमको ये बताएगा कि पैराबोलिक फंक्शन तुम पढ़ोगे मैथ. अब जैसे यहाँ पर है कि एक एम्प्लॉय कम किया तो रेवेन्यू बढ़ गया, दो एम्प्लॉय कम किए और रेवेन्यू बढ़ गया. काम ज़्यादा करवाने लगे ना, टीसीएस ने किया है, 12 को निकाल दिया, तो बाकी लोगों के ऊपर बोला है कि 8 घंटे से ज़्यादा काम करना है. नाउ दे हैव टू वर्क फॉर 10 hours. So less number of employees, more will be the revenue. But then there is a threshold. If you fire all employees, no revenue. You cannot do that, right? So ये कभी infinity को touch करेगा ही नहीं. Vale? Okay. Then we have modulus function, right? Then you have क्या करने गए लोग भाई सब बाहर भाग गए क्यों modulus function just understand the graph of this. This is how a modulus function looks like. Mod x, mod means the overall y cannot be negative. So when you open this modulus function, this is how it looks like. Positive x if x is greater than 0, negative x if x is less than 0, and 0 if x is equal to 0. That means if you take any value of x greater than 0, then you have to use this f of x is equal to x. So take x is equal to 1, so f of x is also equal to 1. If I take x is equal to 2, so f of x is also equal to 2. But if I take any value of x less than 0, then my function will change to like this. So if I take x is equal to 1 here, so then f of x will be equal to what? Minus 1. So minus of minus 1. Minus of minus 1 is what? Plus 1. So f of x will always turn out to be what? Positive. F of x will always turn out to be what? Positive. अगर x को negative लिया, right? I told you f of x is equal to what? Minus x for all values of x less than 0. So if I take x is equal to minus 1, f of x कैसा हो जाएगा बेटा? Minus और x की जगह -1, minus of -1 plus 1. Minus of -1 is plus 1. So f of x in all cases will remain positive. So if I write something like this, ki f of x is equal to modulus of 2, it simply means f of x, when you open this, f of x can be either 2 or f of x can be equal to -2. So since we were not sure, so that's why we put that into two parallel lines. And it's called modulus, मतलब define करने के लिए two parallel lines नहीं बोलते हैं, but just for your understanding, between two lines you put it and this will become positive. So modulus functions are, if the whole value is inside the modulus, the function will be positive. It's called absolute value, right? You know the meaning of absolute temperature. So now absolute temperature. Absolute temperature mein don't use a sign positive or negative. So whenever you come across this particular word in mathematics, find the absolute value. Absolute itself, they are saying modulus. That means you don't have to take negative sign. So suppose you are solving something. क्या हो गया? किसको? कौन आर्यन? अच्छा आर्यन को बैठे बैठे एलर्जी हो गया और तो नहीं जा रहे तो डाउट होने लगा मुझे तुम लोगों पे सब पे थोड़ा थोड़ा पढ़ाई बहाने कहीं और तो नहीं निकल रहे भाई तुम लोग कहीं और प्लानिंग चल रही हो तुम बता भी नहीं रहे हो है क्या ऐसा कुछ तुम लोग नहीं मालूम ऐसे दोस्तों तुम लोगों से पता ही नहीं लगा पा रहा एनीवे so absolute means what all positive values right so if you have a graph something like this right f of x is equal to modulus of x plus 3 the graph of modulus of x plus 3 कैसा आएगा बेटा बताता हूँ +3 है ना, तो -3 पे जाओ, 1 2 3 -3 पे, और यहाँ पे v बना दो. Make the graph of this function as like this, right? If you have f of x is equal to modulus of x minus 3. X minus 3 means go on 1 2 positive 3 and then draw the graph of v function. V graph बना दो, right? तो मॉडुलस का क्वेश्चन आता है, इजी भी आता है, कभी कभी टफ भी आता है. ग्राफ का क्वेश्चन आए, अगर ग्राफ आएगा तो ओनली मॉडुलस नहीं आएगा, इट्स इन कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ समथिंग एल्स. मॉडुलस फंक्शन विथ क्वाड्रेटिक फंक्शन और मॉडुलस फंक्शन विथ रैशनल फंक्शन, कॉम्बिनेशन, राइट? और या टू डिफरेंट मॉडुलस फंक्शंस के ग्राफ आ सकते हैं. अब लेट मी टेक एन एग्जांपल. राइट, कि सिंपल क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट कैसा आता है, उसको अप्रोच कैसे करना है. दिस इज डन. डन. सुविधा. Okay. Similar to a CAT question, not exactly a CAT question. Find the area bounded by modulus of x plus modulus of y is equal to 4. Find the area of the region bounded by modulus of x plus modulus of y is equal to 4. Let's see how to solve this question, right? I told you anything which will come out of modulus will take two signs, right? All possible cases will be what? Where both of them are positive. So then this will be x plus y is equal to 4, right? Where x is positive and y is negative, that means x minus y also equal to 4. Third case is where x is negative and y is positive is also equal to 4. X is negative, y is negative is equal to 4. Right? अब since x and y are involved, two variables, so the graph will be made in what? In a Cartesian plane. When I say x plus y is equal to 4, and if you want to point out those 2 points, right, where those points will be. So when you put x is equal to 0, so when you put x is equal to 0, y is how much? 4. And then you put y is equal to 0, so x is equal to what? 4. So the point is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Mark this point. एक तो ये आ गया बेटा तुम्हारा फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट में, राइट? सेकंड में y नेगेटिव है, उधर भी x 0 डालो तो माइनस y इज इक्वल टू 4. सो y इज इक्वल टू -1, -2, -3, -4. And then you put y is equal to 0, so x is equal to 4, positive 4, right? So ये रहा और ये रहा. Yes? When you put x is equal to 0, y is equal to -4, y is equal to -4, and you put y is equal to 0, so x is equal to what? 4. Similarly, over here, when you put y is equal to 0, so minus x is equal to 4, that means x is equal to -4, -1, -2, -3, -4. This is one point. And when you put y, x is equal to 0, so y is equal to how much? 4, right? Join this. लास्ट तुम्हारा मालूम है तुमको, ऐसा कुछ आने वाला है. ये लेंथ कितना है? 4. ये लेंथ कितना है 4, ये कितना हो गया 4√2, ये कितना हो गया 4√2। लेंथ एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू, लेंथ हमेशा पॉजिटिव ही आती है राइट। क्या बनाए स्क्वायर, बिकॉज डायगोनल्स का लेंथ भी इक्वल है। यू हैव टू फाइंड द एरिया ऑफ स्क्वायर। व्हाट इज एरिया ऑफ स्क्वायर? ला साइड स्क्वायर, साइड इज हाउ मच, इसको स्क्वायर कर दो। 32। अक्सर जैट का क्वेश्चन है, ऐसे क्वेश्चन आते हैं, वो ढूंढना पड़ेगा। ढूंढने से ज्यादा यू शुड नो मॉडुलस राइट। तो मॉडुलस को कैसे एक्सपांड करना है वो सीखना जरूरी है। कॉम्बिनेशन में आता है क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में, क्वाड्रेटिक के साथ बना देंगे, ऐसा बना देंगे हम इक्वेशन समथिंग लाइक दिस, एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस 3 टाइम्स ऑफ मॉडुलस ऑफ एक्स प्लस 4 इज इक्वल टू 0, ऐसा कुछ कर दिया। ओपन करते रहो, दो केसेस आएंगे तुम्हारे, एक बार एक्स पॉजिटिव होगा, एक बार नेक्स्ट नेगेटिव होगा राइट। whenever we have modulus means open that. So in first there will be two quadratic equation will be formed, x square minus 3x plus 4, second is x square minus and then minus right, and then they can ask you to find out the common roots। हो सकता है एक कॉमन रूट हो, दो हो, या कोई भी कॉमन ना हो। What happened, Samuel? Both videos? Tomorrow, yesterday's videos I'll send you. Hmm? Is, yeah, he is there. Ah, I'll send you. I'll send you. Done this. This length is how much? And this length is? Draw right angle triangle. 4, 4. Pythagoras theorem 16, 16 under root of 32 is 4√2. Understood? All of you understood this? Now in modulus they have asked questions every year. Modulus pay they have asked question. Let's do some question. Of modulus function. Take this off. See the question of modulus पे जो question था, The question is the number of integral solution. It's a tough question. Number of integral solution of equation 2 times of modulus of x into x square plus 1 is equal to 5x square. You have to find the number of integral solution for this. Integral means how many values of x satisfy. That value of x has to be an integer. Options are not there since it is a part of theta. Want to try this? Try this. See, you don't start substitution because 1 2 3 पे करोगे तुम लोग. एक तो जीरो तुम्हें याद दिख ही जाता है, तो दोनों साइड पे जीरो हो सकता है. जीरो तो एक सॉल्यूशन तुम्हारा निकल के आ रहा है, देख के लग रहा है. राइट हैंड साइड पे एक्स की जगह जीरो डालो, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे जीरो डालो, सब कुछ जीरो हो जाएगा. जीरो तो एक इंटीग्रल है. ऑप्शन नहीं है तो ये प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है. ये एक हमको दिख जाता है, बाकी नहीं दिखेंगे. तो ओपन दिस, राइट, इन राइट ट्वाइस ऑफ एक्स इंटू एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस 1 5x स्क्वायर. सेकेंड इज माइनस का 2x इंटू एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस 1 is equal to 5x square. Yes, this is how much? 2x cube plus 2x is equal to 2x cube minus 5x square plus 2x is equal to 0. From this x common, bracket 2x square minus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. अब product of two term is equal to 0, that means either x is equal to 0, which I told you that x is equal to 0 will be one of the solution, right? Or 2x square minus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. You have to split the middle term. 2x square minus 4x minus 1x plus 2 is equal to 0. From this 2x common, bracket x minus 2 minus 1 common, bracket x minus 2. This will give you what? 2x minus 1, and which will give you what? X is equal to 1 by 2 or x is equal to 2, and third value of x is equal to 0. From that part we have got these values, right? If you solve this one, this will give you what? Minus 2x cube minus 2x and minus 5x square is equal to 0. Minus sign हटाओ तो it is 2x cube plus 2x plus 5x square is equal to 0. Arrange it. 2x cube plus 5x square plus 2x is equal to 0. X common, bracket 2x square plus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. So either x is equal to 0, which I have already taken, or 2x square plus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. You solve this. So 2x square plus 4x plus 1x plus 2 is equal to 0. From this 2x common, bracket x plus 2 plus 1 common, bracket x plus 2 is equal to 0. So 2x plus 1 and x plus 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to minus 1 by 2 minus 2. First you put 2 and minus 2 and check whether all LHS RHS is getting satisfied or not. See, 0 is one common, right? Check whether minus 1, sorry, 2 is getting satisfied or not. Both the equation you have to put it. यस अरे अभी बताया ना, मॉडुलस अगर कोई चीज है तो मॉडुलस से कोई चीज बाहर आता है. You have to take plus and minus sign. If I say modulus of x is equal to 2, it means x is equal to plus minus 2. So I have to consider both cases. Modulus say anything which comes out of modulus will take sign positive as well as negative. Hmm. Satisfy सभी कर रहा है. So how many integral solutions exist? How many integral solution exist? इंटीग्रल 3, एक तो 0 है, दूसरा 2 है, तीसरा -2. वो 5 1/2 इंटीग्रल नहीं है. -1/2 इज नॉट इंटीग्रल. इसमें जो ज्यादातर गलती होती है वो यही होती है कि लास्ट पार्ट फिर हम भूल जाते हैं कि ऐसा भी था, अच्छा ऐसा पूछा था. सो अवॉइड डूइंग दोस मिस्टेक्स. ठीक है. आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड ऑनलाइन. केतन तो आया क्यों नहीं आज? So they will ask you one question on modulus every year. 3 -2. 0, 2 and -2. Integral. Integer चाहिए. 1/2 is not an integer. One more question I'll take from modulus from 2023. उसके बाद अरे अच्छा एक और करते हैं फिर चले जाना. उसको भी देर हो रहा है. मेरे भी फिर क्लासेस हैं आज. अरे मिल जा भाई. हाँ. So in 2023, CAT maths part was difficult. 23 and 22 was maths difficult. So in 22, that the question which came in slot 2 of modulus was extremely difficult. This was from slot 1. Slot 2 was very difficult, right? So I'll write it down. I'll tell you, and then I'll tell you why not to solve it in exam. ये बहुत important है, करना है कि नहीं करना है. ठीक है. The question was, see, in CAT exam, you just have to understand one thing कि not all questions should be done in examination hall. You have to leave the question, certain question. दिल पे पत्थर रख के ब्रेकअप करना पड़ेगा क्वेश्चन के साथ. एरिया ऑफ क्वाड्रिलैटरल. bounded by y-axis the line x is equal to 5 and lines modulus of x minus y minus modulus of x minus 5 is equal to 2. बोलने की जरूरत नहीं, तुम वैसे ही छोड़ गए. राइट. गेट 85 परसेंटाइल तुमको एसपीजन से मैं कॉल करवा दूंगा. मुंबई में कॉलेज है, बहुत अच्छा कॉलेज है एसपीजन. 85 प्लस लेके आ जाओ. 85 प्लस पे जीएम तो मिल ही जाएगा. The area of a quadrilateral bounded by y-axis line x is equal to 5. X is equal to 5 means go on x-axis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. वैसे ड्रॉ कर दो बेटा लाइन x is equal to 5 क्योंकि y तो 0 रहेगा उसमें. x is equal to 5 means line will be parallel to y-axis. So y-axis, the line and the line formed by modulus of x minus y minus x minus 5. ये जो पार्ट है थर्ड वाला ये थोड़ा सा टफ है, राइट. The next part is slightly tougher for people to understand it, right? ये मॉडुलस क्वेश्चन के क्वेश्चन कैसे आते हैं देखना. So what we have, modulus of x minus y minus modulus of x minus 5 is equal to 2. Understand, open it, right? और लिखते जाओ कहीं पे कि both of them are positive. When both of them are positive means what? X minus y minus x minus 5 is equal to 2. मतलब साइन चेंज नहीं होगा, वैसे का वैसे आएगा, राइट. So when you open this, x get cancelled or not? And this is minus y plus 5 is equal to 2. So y is equal to minus 3. Minus y is equal to minus 3. So y is equal to 3. Y is equal to 3. Go on y-axis. 1 year the mool 3. कहीं पे डाल दो y is equal to 3 है. Then let's take both negative. इसके बाहर कहीं गया तो we don't have to take it. We just have to take between this and now this line, right? Right views. नहीं ये ओपन करेंगे तो पॉजिटिव साइन बाहर डालना है मोड के. And both of them are negative. Negative means it will be negative of x minus y, negative and negative of x minus 5 is equal to 2. So minus x plus y minus minus plus x minus 5 is equal to 2 minus x. Y is equal to what? 7, right? Y is equal to 7 कहाँ पर है? अब वो तो ऊपर चला गया. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. तो ये भी लेना ही पड़ेगा मुझे. ओवरलैपिंग हो रही है अभी तो, राइट. तो y is up, right ना. सो ये एरिया लेना है अभी. हो सकता है ये पूरा ये थर्ड पॉइंट भी लगेगा, फोर्थ पॉइंट भी लगेगा. अभी दोनों नेगेटिव लिए, 1 पॉजिटिव 1 नेगेटिव से देखते हैं कहां पर आता है. टेक दिस एज पॉजिटिव एंड दैट एज नेगेटिव. इफ टेक दिस एज पॉजिटिव दिस विल बी x माइनस y. इसको पॉजिटिव लिया, इसको नेगेटिव मतलब नेगेटिव इंटू नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव x माइनस 5 इज इक्वल टू 2. तो x माइनस y plus x minus 5 is equal to 2. This is 2x minus y is equal to, very good. क्या करेंगे उस लाइन को? Put x is equal to 0, y is equal to minus 7. Put y is equal to 0, x is equal to 7 by 2, which is 3.5. Yes. ये तो 5 ऑलरेडी है, 3.5 तो इसके अंदर ही आने वाला है. एंड x is equal to what? 0. y is equal to what? Minus 7. And when y is equal to 0, so x is equal to what? 3.5. So somewhere here 3.5, right? ऐसा कुछ जाएगा. अब तुम्हारा दिमाग खराब हो गया. नहीं समझ आ रहा है करके करेंगे क्या? तो ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन ही ऐसा, मैं क्या करूं? ये पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरसेक्शन भी निकालना है तुमको. पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरसेक्शन इज बेसिकली x इज इक्वल टू 5 और दिस इक्वेशन के लाइन का है. इक्वेशन ऑफ लाइन इज व्हाट 2x माइनस y इज इक्वल टू x is equal to 5. Put x is equal to 5, so 2 5s are 10 minus y is equal to 7. So y is equal to 3. Already है ये रहा. y is equal to 3. तो ये जो लाइन है, this line is कैसे जाएगी वो बता देता हूँ. 3 का मतलब क्या है, that we'll see. लाइन इज y इज इक्वल टू 3, मतलब ये यहाँ पर इंटरसेक्ट कर रहा है. एंड लास्ट केस इज व्हाट, दैट इज नेगेटिव minus x plus y, and that is same, it is minus of x minus 5. So minus x plus y minus x plus 5 is equal to 2. So minus का 2x plus y is equal to minus 3. Right? Here when you put x is equal to 0, y is equal to minus 3. Put y is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 3 by minus 2, which is 1.5. So when x is 0, y is how much? X is 0, so y is minus 3. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, somewhere here. And when y is equal to 0, so x is equal to what? 1.5. ये ऐसा कुछ. तो तुम्हें सॉल्यूशन कहाँ निकालना है? सब कुछ जो बाउंड करके दे रहा है तुमको, सारा बाउंडिंग रीजन का एरिया निकालने का है तुमको. अब इसमें से यू हैव टू रिमूव सर्टेन, दिस एरिया यू कैन रिमूव इट, राइट? क्योंकि ऐसा जो सबको सेटिस्फाई करे, तो इस लाइन के अंदर जो होगा वो ऊपर वाले को सेटिस्फाई करेगा जो अभी हमने ड्रॉ किया, तो उसको लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. सर टू कट डाउन दीस एरियाज, you have to take this area and this area. ये कितना था? y is equal to 7 का. तो ये और ये जो सबको सेटिस्फाई कर रहे हैं, म्हणजे ये वाला इसके अंदर ही सब आ रहा है, उसके बाहर कोई नहीं आ रहा. दैट एरिया यू हैव टू फाइंड इट आउट. दिस लेंथ इज हाउ मच? 14. This length is 14. This length is how much? ये 3 से 7 तक गया, कितना हुआ? 4. और this length is how much? 5 or not? अरे ये तो ट्रेपीजियम बन गया. ट्रेपीजियम का फॉर्मूला क्या होता है? ये 90 डिग्री है, ये 5 है, ये 14 है, ये 4 है. हाफ इंटू सम ऑफ पैरेलल साइड 4 प्लस इंटू हाइट विच इज 5. कितना होता है ये? 18 डिवाइड बाई 2. 9 5 जा, दैट्स योर आंसर. I hope you understood this, right? Both are CAT questions. We'll do more of a CAT question on modulus.